Yo, Panther Nation, Pantherologist, what is going on? Welcome to Lunch Break with me. If you're new to the channel and you're just got here and you're just tuning in, appreciate everyone coming in and joining the live stream today. I've been trying to do this lunch break thing at least between 12 p.m. EST and 1 p.m. EST, trying to get like a schedule together to do this like almost every single day, Monday through Friday, to bring you some NFL content, but also Carolina Panthers content, because I've been doing, I've always been doing Carolina Panthers content. So I wanted to bring in, I don't know, something different. And maybe I'm going to do a couple more. I'm going to do some more of these tier lists with the, other positions in the NFL if I can find them. Yeah, so if you're new here and you're a Carolina Panthers fan, well, this is definitely the channel for you. If you're not and you just like what I put out there, I appreciate that. Make sure you pound that like button like it owes you money. Subscribe to the channel if you haven't already, and click that post notifications bell so you don't miss out on any new videos. Make sure the post notifications bell is the most important thing, because then you don't miss out on anything and you always get notified when I'm live or if I post something up new, or whatever the case may be. Other than that, let's go ahead and get right into it. Let me pull up. I'm going to share my screen here and let me pull up this tier list. And I want y'all to get involved in this. This is more what we're doing today is basically, this is more for y'all to get involved with. This has nothing to do with, this is going to be all with y'all. Like, we're going to do this together. All right. Obviously we're just doing starters because there are some backups on this list. So we're just going to be doing starters. And everybody can see my screen. Perfect. Feel free to get in the comment section, guys, amongst yourselves, because I want y'all involved, the audience and all of y'all in this. I do want every one of y'all involved in this. Yeah. So we're going to do a quarterback tier list. So we got 1, 3, 4. So like top 3, 4 through 10. Yeah, 11 through 15, 16 through 20, 21 through 32. We can change this now. If y'all don't like this, we can change this. We can change this to, normal. We could change this to, rookie. We could change it all to, we could go rookie, must improve, good, great, superstar, whatever, however y'all want to do it. But I think like listing it as like the top 3, 4 through 10. I think that, this is a fun way to do it. And we're really just going to go across. Like, we're literally just going to go across through these, through this list. Now I understand there is rookie quarterbacks, so maybe I might change it. I'm just trying to think if I want to change this, like, maybe I should change this to, like, I guess rookies. And we could change this to, like, not must improve, but most to prove, or someone help me out here in the comment section with something like must improve. Thinking maybe must improve, or must, I would say must improve, or most to, maybe put needs to show up. Then here we could put good. We could put great. Or no, we'll put good. We'll put superstar. And then we'll put elite. So elite, superstar, good. Nah, we'll just put, I guess you could put superstar. We could put like average. and we could just do below average. Now, and then what we'll do, below average, and then what we'll do is we'll put below average here over here, and then we got rookies, average, superstar, elite. All right, so we're just going to go ahead and get started. So we're going to do, and this is for this season. So, and we're just going to go straight across each row. I'm going to put Josh Allen at elite. I think Josh Allen's elite, and I think he's an elite quarterback. I think he's definitely an elite quarterback. I think that there is definitely some improvement. There could be some improvement there, but I think it's due to the fact that, like, you know, last year their offensive coordinator is playing hero ball, and, you know, and I think a part of the problem with the Bills last year has to do with their offensive coordinator. I think that they just tried to play too much hero ball with him last year, letting him just sling it down the field, which is great because it shows that they have a lot of respect and also trust in him to make plays. But I just don't think that you need to be, even though I think he's elite, I just don't think that you need to be sitting there, constantly throwing the ball down the field for him to, necessarily, I guess the best thing to say is, for him to necessarily just be constantly throwing it down the field. I mean, it just didn't make sense to me last year watching them play and him doing that. So I hope that they change up obviously I hope they change up the whole scheme of things with him this year. And I hope to see a different Buffalo Bills team this year. So let's go ahead and move on. Well, we know this guy too well, Baker Mayfield. We know him all too well. And honestly, after what I saw last year, and this could be a biased opinion, but I'm putting him at below average. I think he's below average. We saw what he did last year. The SWAT team was called him last year. So, fairly simple. I'm putting Joe Burrow as elite. I think Joe Burrow is actually the best quarterback in the NFL right now. I don't think that there is a debate. There's a debate for everything. This is why we're doing this. This is a debate for everything that we're talking about here. I think, me personally, I think he's the best. He has all the tangibles, the IQ, the weapons, and all of that together for him. But I think overall he's the best quarterback in the NFL just from a mechanics, technical, IQ standpoint. I don't think there's anybody better. I think honestly, a lot of y'all are going to be shocked for me by saying this, but I think he's better than Pat Mahomes. Just because I feel that if Pat Mahomes wasn't in Andy Reid's system, then he wouldn't be as good as he necessarily, should be. So that's why I've got him there at elite. All right, I'm putting him at the elite spot. So next we got Derek Carr. I put Derek Carr at average. I definitely think he's better than, I definitely think that he's better than, obviously Baker Mayfield, but he's definitely not elite or superstar. I just don't think he's superstar. He's definitely has proven he can play in the NFL. He's definitely a gunslinger. I think he's got a nice arm. But he's just not clutch. That's for sure. I mean, he did come in the clutch in one game against, I think it was last year, 2 years ago against Baltimore. But I mean, other than that, I don't think he's in that superstar elite category. I mean, he has thrown for a lot of yards in the NFL in his time here, but he just couldn't get past the hunt. Part of me also kind of feels like that Derek Carr is almost like has been in the Matthew Stafford territory a little bit, just due to the fact that, just due to the fact that like he never had a top 30, top 20 defense. Like Derek Carr's never had a top 20 defense in the NFL. So part of me also has that to put in mind a little bit. But that's just me. So right now we are in Matt Corral. So Matt Corral, we're not even going to worry about. Actually, I'm going to start moving these guys out of the way here. If they're backup quarterbacks, I'm just going to move them down the list here to get them out the way and make sure we get all the starters up this way and everywhere. Trey Lance, I don't think is going to be a starter. Any backups? Any more backups? I got to put Will Levis down here. Moving some guys around. Matt Ryan, he's out of the league. Davis Mills down there. Brock Purdy down there. Desmond Ridder down here. That way I can just go completely straight across. Am I missing anybody else? Andy Dalton down here. So let's go ahead, though. Actually, you know what else we're going to do? We're going to go ahead and get these rookies out of the way here. Sam Howell is technically not a rookie, so I'm not putting them in there. So we'll go ahead and get the rookies out of the way. Let me go ahead and put them all in there. Because this is – and actually, you know what I'll do, too, with the rookies? I'm going to go ahead and rank them from straight across as well. You can, 1 through whatever. I'm going to put them all in there if they're rookies. Make sure I'm not missing anyone else for the rookie tier. Yeah, Hendon Hooker is in there. Okay. I feel like I need to change this up. Like this side, I got elite, superstar, average, below average, rookies. I kind of feel like I should change this, but I just don't know. I'm not really sure. But with rookies wise, this is how I'm going to go it. I'm going to go Bryce 1, Young, of course, 1, Anthony Richardson 2. I'm going to put CJ Stroud 3, and then, of course, Will Levis 4, Hendon Hooker at 5. At least ranking them wise on that tier for rookies. All right. We got Dak. I feel like I got to change this. Elite. I feel like I got to change this. Some part of me wants to change this, guys. Like, I don't know why. Like, part of me wants to change this. And I don't know what to change it to because it's kind of hard. That's why I want y'all to get involved. Let's see. I really want. All right. This is what we're going to do. We're going to change it. We don't change it. All right. Instead of rookies. So we're going to go. All right. So we're going to move this. We're going to make this below. All right. So we got not. We're just going to put not good. We're going to put okay. We're going to put good. And then we're going to put great, elite. That's how we're going to do it. All right. I'm going to put Bryce Young and Anthony Richardson in good. I'm very high on them. So this is how we're changing it up. I've changed it up. We got elite, great, good, okay, not good. Okay. All right. Just not good. They're just bad. All right. You know what? That's what we'll put. We'll just put bad. Bad. B-A-D. Bad. All right. All right, now we've got it. We're leaving it at that, okay? Elite, great, good, okay, bad, okay? I'm putting these guys at okay. I feel like Hendon Hooker is okay. I'm not putting him at bad because I don't know. We don't know what's going to happen with him. Did he play well in Tennessee? Yes. Will Levis, we're going to put him at okay. They still have a lot to prove. I mean, all these guys really have. Bryce Young and Anthony Richardson have everything to prove. All right, they have you have to they just have a lot to prove. You know what? This is what we'll do. We're gonna make this prove it. All right, I think I've got it now. We're gonna go bad, prove it, and good. All right. I'm putting Baker Mayfield at bad. I'm putting Derek Carr at good. So as you can see right now, this is what we've changed it to. I've changed it like 5 times because I couldn't figure out what I wanted to do. But now I think I've got it. So we've got elite, great, good, prove it, and bad. Obviously, I put all the rookies in there because they have to prove it before I can say they're going to be good, great, or elite, right? Baker Mayfield is bad. Okay, Baker Mayfield is just bad. All right. Joe Burrow. Okay. Joe Burrow. He's elite. I think he's the best quarterback in the NFL. I've already explained that. Josh Allen. We know who Josh Allen is. He's elite. All right. Okay. Let's move on. Dak Prescott. Good. Is he great? Is he good? Is he great? Or is he good? Or does he still need to prove it because he's only won one playoff game? Huh? What do y'all think? Good, great, prove it. See, for me, I'm going to I want to put him at good, but also part of me wants to put him in where at prove it because he's only won one playoff game. Right? I'm going to put him at good. Okay? I think that he part of me also wants to put him in prove it as well, so that because he needs to win a playoff game. But I'm going to put him at good. I think he is. He has played before as a top 10 quarterback in the NFL, so don't get me wrong. But overall, he's just, to me, he's not like he's just average. He's not great to me. Dak Prescott's not. I do think he's better than Derek Carr. I will move him in front of Derek Carr. So I will put Dak in front of Derek Carr. Okay. Sam Darnold. I'm going to put him at the prove it tier. Here's why. I was high on Sam Darnold. Okay. I was high on Sam Darnold. I have always been high on Sam Darnold. And honestly, he's made me eat a lot of my words. But I do think that he is in a good situation in San Francisco. So I think that's the reason why I have him at prove it, because he is in a good situation in San Francisco. And I think he's going to be the starting quarterback there and at San Francisco. I don't see Trey Lance being that good. I don't think he's that great of a quarterback. Honestly, I really don't. So, I'm picking him to be the starter there. So for right now, I think that he needs to honestly, prove it. Prove it to us that he can be an elite. He can at least be average, be at least top 15. He did finish the year last year, though, guys. If you remember, he had like a top 10 QBR rating before he, last year, finishing off the year for us. He had a top 5 QBR rating finishing last year. So definitely something to think about. So I really think that right now, I think Sam Darnold is definitely a prove it. So Daniel Jones. Do we put prove it or good. He's not great. I think he's good, but he's not great. I'm not going to put him at prove it because I felt like last year Dable really helped his game. Really helped him improve his game. Obviously, I think that the Buffalo Bills obviously could see that they were kind of lacking without Dable a little bit from that offensive like play calling standpoint. And then when he goes to, obviously, when Daniel Jones went to the New York Giants, not went to the New York Giants, but when Dable went to the New York Giants, I mean, look what he did with Daniel Jones and what and then they obviously signed him. I don't think he's better than Dak Prescott, so I'm gonna put him at good. Part of me also wants to put him at prove it as well. I mean, really, these three guys, Derek Carr, Daniel Jones, and Dak Prescott, honestly, to me, need to be in this category right here where it's prove it. But I'm going to put him at good because, at least each and every one of these guys have made it to the playoffs. But not Daniel Jones has won, I think, 1 or 2 playoff games. So Dak's only won 1. I think Derek Carr hasn't won 1, but don't count me on that. So, yeah, that's where we're going with that. Next is Justin Fields. For me, I'm going to put him in the prove it category, okay? I need him to show me that he can beat me in a game, not just with his legs, but with his arm. I think Justin Fields' size and arm, I think he's got a nice arm. I think he can definitely sling the ball. I just want to see more out of him from a arm standpoint, like from a throwing standpoint. I want to see him do more with that than just his legs and his running ability. Yes, his athleticism definitely helps, but I see him be able to really, step up and throw that ball down the field to his wideouts and really try to use his arm and not just as much as his legs, which is why I put him at the prove it standpoint, because I think that he can beat you with his arm. I think he's got talent around him enough this year to do so. He just needs to prove it to me that he can do that from a arm standpoint and not just his legs. So I really need him to really step up and do so with his arm for me to really move him into the good or even the great category. Geno Smith. I'm going to put Geno last year at good for right now. He doesn't need to be in the prove it. I think that great is kind of a boundary for me because I do have some guys who I think are great who I'm going to be putting in there. Geno is good, but he still needs to continue to do what he did last year for me to really say, yes, he's great or whatever. I can't say, I don't think he's over, I don't think he's over the mountain that good, right? So I really have him at I'm going to put him at the good. And honestly, I don't think he's better than Dak. And I don't think he's better than, from last year's standpoint, I think Geno is better than Daniel Jones last year. And I guess going into this year, I'll put him in front of Daniel Jones. All right, let's move on. Jared Goff. I'm going to put great. And here's why. Now, some of you are like, well, how are you going to put Jared Goff ahead of Dak Prescott and Daniel Jones, who made it to the playoffs, Geno Smith as well after his performance last year and all that? Well, granted, if you go look at Jared Goff's stats last year, he had the least amount of interceptions last year. Jared Goff had the least amount of interceptions last year, so I'm putting him at great. Can he continue off of that momentum last year? I hope so. I think Jared Goff is I'm putting him at great because because of his performance last year, just because of the fact he threw the least amount of interceptions last year. And at one point, I think he had the highest QBR rating in the NFL, and I still think he finished in the top 5, top 10 last year of QBR rating. So I'm putting Jared Goff at great. I could put him at the good, but I think that I'm very high on the Lions this year. I picked them to. I actually picked them to win that division. So I think the Lions are going to take a step back this year, or not the Lions, but the Vikings are going to take a step back this year. You got to think about. I think Justin Fields and the Bears will come in the second in that division, but I think also with and then with Aaron Rodgers gone, I think Green Bay is dead last. So, yeah, that's why I put Jared Goff for great. Some of you might not agree, but that's okay. All right, Taylor Heineke. Do we put him at prove it? I don't think so. I think you put him at bad. I'll put him ahead of Baker, though. I'd rather have Taylor Heineke than Baker Mayfield, from compared to last year. I'm putting Taylor Heineke at bad. I don't know why the Atlanta Falcons didn't try. I know they went and got Bijan Robinson. To me, it doesn't matter if you have Bijan Robinson. They don't have anybody. He doesn't have really much to throw to besides Drake London and Kyle Pitts. And then they do have Bijan, which seems like they're going to be using him more than just out of the backfield. It looks like they're going to putting him in the slot a little bit to dink and dunk off of him. I think it's a smart move by them. But I think for a standpoint, I think Taylor Heineke's bad. I don't think he's that good. All right. Justin Herbert. I got him at great. Going to put him in front of Jared Goff as well. I think he's great. I don't think he's elite. I think he can be elite. I think the problem is after you blow a 25-0 lead or whatever it was in the playoffs, you're not elite, right? You just don't do that. I don't think you shouldn't be losing games that you're up 25-0, right? So yeah, I don't think you can put him in the elite category. But I think he can be elite. I just don't think he is elite due to the fact that they in that playoff game. But part of me also thinks that the Chargers head coach is a bum. I don't think he's that good of a coach, and it's kind of holding Justin Herbert back a little bit. Jalen Hurts. I'm going to put him at great. I don't think he's elite. I think he's great, and I think he fits the style of play there in Philadelphia. I think what they've done with the weapons-wise, putting around him with A.J. Brown, and now they've got DeAndre Swift, and now they also have you got Dallas Goedert coming back, and then you've got Devontae Smith. Then that defense is elite. I think that when you put the pieces around him, I really don't think that, you really can't. I don't think you put him at great, but I don't think you can put him at, or I don't think you put him at elite, but I think he is great. All right. So yeah, that's where I've got him at. I got him at elite or great. Sorry. All right. So next we got Jimmy Garoppolo. I'm going to put him at prove it. And here's the reason why. I need for him to prove it to me that he can take a team to the playoffs. Now, I know that he was on San Francisco, but anybody knows this and knows Shanahan's offense. And everybody has said this around the league and the NFL and on social media and on the big television networks. San Francisco's offense is very easy to play in and do well. And so he did go to the playoffs. He helped them win a playoff, win playoff games. He's been in the good category for me before. I just think that right now he needs to prove it to me that he can do it in Las Vegas with Devontae Adams and the weapons that he has around him to his exposure. So I'm going to say for right now, prove it, because he has gone to a new team. I think Jimmy Garoppolo is good. I could put him in the good category, but I'm going to say put him at prove it because I want to see what he can do in Las Vegas. For me, now we got Kirk Cousins. I mean, I think Kirk Cousins, part of me wants to put him at good, but part of me wants to put him at prove it because last year they went, like 13-4, whatever it was. And, you got Justin Jefferson. You did have Adam Thielen. You added in TJ Hawkinson. Then you have Dalvin Cook in the backfield. And you got a great backup running back in Alex Madison. Part of me says you have a great team, but they did lose an edge rusher. They lost Adam Thielen. They haven't re-signed Dalvin Cook. They lost, so I think they're going to take a step back this year. Do I think? And I'll put Kirk at good. You know what? And you know what else I'm going to do? I'm going to move Jimmy to good as well. But they're also in between this. If they're also in between this prove it and I wonder if I can I add another row? Oh my God, I can add another row. Holy shit. I didn't know that. Okay, I can add another row. I did not know that. Let's change this to like a light blue or something. Okay. So this is, I didn't know I could do this, guys. I'm sorry. Shit. Okay, we need to change these colors real quick. So we'll go yellow here. We'll go green here. All right, we're going to go, sorry. I did not know I could do this with this thing. I've never done this before. So I apologize. And we'll go pink here. Okay, so we're going to go bad. I'm just going to put, you know what? Good. This is where we're going to put average. Average / prove it. Rookies. Okay. There we go. I'm going to put Jimmy there, and there. I didn't know I could do that. Okay. I think Justin Fields better than all these guys, though. And yeah, that's how I would do it. So we got the rookies. You got your good. You got your average / prove it. I would probably say, well, you know what? Why don't I put... No, I think that's fair to say with average / prove it. These guys are average at best, and they need to prove it. So that's perfect. Kyler Murray. I'm going to put him at the same thing, except I'm going to put him behind Justin Fields, average / prove it. He's the mad midget of that division. That's what I call him, the mad midget. I think that he needs to learn how to honestly really, think about. I mean, I don't think Cliff Kingsbury was the problem last year there. I think it was more of him. I honestly do. I really think that the problem there last year was definitely on his shoulders. I really do. So, and I think it's all of his fault that Cliff Kingsbury got fired, because I don't think Cliff Kingsbury is that bad of a coach. I really don't. It is what it is, but that's neither here nor there. Yeah. Appreciate everyone. Join the live stream. Make sure you pound that like button as you're coming in or coming out. Feel free. Make sure you subscribe to the channel. Click that post notifications bell so you don't miss out on any new content. And also, go check out betusa.com. The link is down in the description. All right, let's continue with the list here. Lamar Jackson. I'm going to put him at great. Honestly, I think Jalen Hurts is better than him, and I think Justin Herbert's better than him, but I do think that he's great. I don't think he's elite. That's just my personal opinion. I know that a lot of the NFL is kind of going into his style of play. For example, Jalen Hurts, even Josh Allen does it. Kyler Murray, Justin Fields, using your legs to obviously make plays, but also get yourself out of bad situations back there in the pocket. I'm putting him at great. I think Baltimore, though, it's tough for me to go against them because they signed OBJ, and if OBJ can come back and be even the slightest of just the slightest standpoint of what he was before all these injuries, then I can see him being really, I could see him really helping out Lamar Jackson and helping out those numbers. And they built this, and the thing is with Baltimore, they built the system and the team around him. So, and Lamar Jackson, I think, is a very good quarterback. So I put him in the great category. I think that is a fair place for him. I think he can be elite as well. Like just these three guys right here, Jalen Hurts, Justin Herbert, and Lamar, I really truly think that they can be elite. Just not there yet. I'm going to put Jordan Love in average / prove it. He's going to have to prove that he is he can be a starter in the NFL and that he learned from one of the greatest quarterbacks of all time, as in Aaron Rodgers, saying that he can, be a starter in the NFL, and he has to prove it now, because now we're going to see if he can actually do it. So I'm going to put him at prove it. I can't put him at good, bad. Definitely can't put him even at good, and I'm not going to put him at bad because I haven't seen him play enough. All right. Mac Jones, I'll put him at good. I think if he can go back to his rookie days, then we definitely have a discussion that needs to be had with him. So if he can get back to his rookie days, I could see him being pretty good. So I like him. Pat Mahomes, put him at elite. And I put him behind Joe Burrow. I think Joe Burrow is better. I've already explained that once. I don't feel like I need to explain myself again. Kenny Pickett, I'm going to put him at prove it. I still think that he had a decent rookie season. He still has a lot to prove. I would say he's just average right now. He has proven that he can play in this league. I just need for him to improve year in and year out from here on out and take what he learned from last season, and really come into his own this season. Okay. Aaron Rodgers, I still think he's great. I'm not going to put him at elite. Obviously with the age, I think it's kind of come to a, this game obviously wears down your body. He's older now, but he's at a new team and he's got a lot of weapons around him. They've brought in guys that he's familiar with as well. They're getting Breece Hall back. They've improved on the defensive side of the ball. So I really, truly believe that he's going to be great. I really think the New York Jets, it's going to be between the New York Jets and the Buffalo Bills in that division, whoever takes that. But I'm going to put him at great. Russell Wilson. Honestly, after what I saw last year, I'm even going to put him down behind some of these guys. Actually, you know what? I won't do that far. I won't go that far. All right. Moving some guys around correctly. I feel like no, we'll let us back down there. I really think that for me, that Russell Wilson last year, that's why I put him at average / prove it. It's more that I'm not saying that I don't think he's average. I just think that he needs to really prove it. I think that he needs to prove that he can still be the quarterback that he was traded to the Broncos for to be what he was in Seattle. And he obviously hasn't proven that. Obviously, last year was a horrible year. And Broncos country let's ride was not rolling off the tongue the way it probably should have based off of his performance. So, yeah, that's why I'm putting him at average / prove it. I could make this. I'm going to add another one. And we'll make this. Make this like a purple. And we'll make this like pink. Or no, make it that color. No, I already have that one in there. So let's go green then. So we'll go. I'm just going to put prove it. And I'm going to put average. There we go. I think at prove it is better than average because you're at least, I think they can do it. I think he's just average. I really truly believe I haven't seen enough, so I'm going to put him at the prove it. Actually, you know what? I'll put prove it down here. I think he's just average. I think Jimmy G's average. I think that right now I've got my prove it pretty good right now. All right, so we moved some stuff around. We went bad, rookies, prove it, average, good, great, elite. I think that's very fairly. I think this is very fair, okay? So now we're on to Matthew Stafford. I'm high. I've always been high on Matthew Stafford. And I know I've changed this list on y'all while I'm going live doing this, and I apologize, but it's hard to make this list correctly the way I want it to because it's tough. It's tough to make this list, but I wish I known. But now I know how to do this. So from now on, when I go live and we do these lists, because I'm going to do running backs, and if I can do other positions as well, I'm going to do it. So this is what I have right here, right? So far. So Matthew Stafford. All right. He was injured last year. After, you always have that Super Bowl slump after you win a Super Bowl. There's always guys that have that Super Bowl slump, and he definitely had it. I still think that he can be great, and I still think he's very good. I'm going to put him in good. I think he can be up here, but I'm going to put him in good for now because I need to see what he can do when he comes back after that coming off that injury. All right. There is such thing as a Super Bowl slump. All right. I still, so far, I feel like my list has been very, 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 I think I think it's very fair. All right. Very simple for me. I think he's average. I don't think he's good. I don't think he's great. Nor do I definitely don't think he's elite. Prove it. I think he's had enough time to prove it. So I'm putting him at average. All these guys have had their chances to prove it in the NFL. All three of them. All right. Even Geno and some of even Geno, Daniel Jones, and Derek Carr, they could also be down here. But I think they're better than these guys due to the fact that, well, number one, Geno definitely shows improvement. Number two, Daniel Jones definitely showed improvement when Dable got there. And I think, Derek Carr is better than both of all these guys. The numbers definitely show it. All right. Fresh Trey is in here. Appreciate you, man. Or Fish Tray. I guess that was what you say. Not sure. But appreciate you joining the live stream. But so far, I feel like my list, all right, is very fair. All right. So let's continue. So then we got Mr. Trevor Lawrence. I'm going to put him at great because I think this year, after coming back in the playoffs, I really think he's coming into his own. I really think that sooner or later he is going to be up here with these guys in the elite category. I really like Trevor Lawrence. I'm very high on him this year, but I'm going to put him at great. I'm even going to have him above Aaron Rodgers and the rest of these guys here because of the fact that I'm very high on him. It's not that I'm a Clemson fan, because I'm not. So there's no bias standpoint. I'm not a Jacksonville Jaguar fan, so there's no bias standpoint, obviously. So I'm just really high on him. They're getting Calvin Ridley. They still got Christian Kirk. They still got Ingram. They've got the weapons around him. Offensively, ETN has definitely improved. Their defense is still good. They got Josh Allen back there still, who is a menace of the society to these offensive lines. So I really do believe that. And Doug Peterson could be the coach of the year, which we are going to get into at some point through these live streams. I'm going to be doing with these tier lists, going to do other positions, but I'm also going to be doing early awards, NFL awards. So definitely going to be doing that. And still be doing Carolina Panther content as well, guys. So trying to bring some NFL content to you guys as well. So Trevor Lawrence, I got it great. Tua, I'm going to put him at good. I don't think he's great. I don't think he's elite, but I think he's good. If he can stay healthy for a full season and not have any concussions and can get the ball out to Tyreek Hill, Jalen Waddle, and all these guys, I think that, he can be a great quarterback. I don't think he can be elite. I think he can at least be great. I do think he's better than some of the based off of these. I have them in the order I want them. So just so you know, I have them in the order I want them based talent wise, I guess you could say, or I think that's a fair place for Tua right now is good. He's good because the Miami Dolphins have a not only coaching staff, but they have a great system around him, but also they got weapons with Tyreek Hill and Jalen Waddle. So, all right, let's move on. Deshaun Watson. I think he's going to be great. All right. I think he's going to be great. I think that the Browns had a sneaky offseason. I really think that it's going to come between in that division, because that division is pretty stacked. I mean, we could see if Kenny Pickett can, make a step forward in the right direction. But with the Browns having a sneaky offseason, Lamar Jackson having a really good, offseason and getting his deal, I think that Deshaun Watson, if he can come back and actually, be like he was in the Houston Texans days where he was throwing for 4,000 yards, 40 touchdowns a year, then I truly believe that he can be great. And he can also probably get himself back into that kind of category because he was elite at one point, which is crazy because now I have two Clemson quarterbacks in great. So now looks like, this list down here, I mean, that kind of completes the list from the starter standpoint, I think, correct? So we got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, 25, 26, 27, 28, 29, 30, 31. Well, that's rookies though. Okay, so yeah, that's the quarterback tier list. Obviously, you got all your rookies in here. The rest of these guys are all backups. Matt Ryan's out of the league. Trey Lance, I'm not even going to put him in there. I don't think he's going to. If I do put Trey Lance in here and he's the starter, he's got to prove it to me. Can he stay healthy? That's number one. If Carson Wentz, we all know, is just bad. Davis Mills, bad. Desmond Ridder, bad. Andy Dalton, he's on his last leg, so bad. Brock Purdy, I still think he's got a lot to prove, even though he did well. Matt Ryan, he's retired. Matt Corral, you got to prove it to me that you can be a starter. Sam Howell, you got to prove it. Kyle Trask, got to prove it. Kyle Trask, got to prove it. Wilson, you got to prove it. So that's my quarterback tier list. Honestly, these guys don't even need to be in here. Some of these guys don't need to be in here, but because they're all backups. But I think it's a fair list. Other than that, so, but based off the starter standpoint, I'm putting all these guys down here because, you know what I could do is just put backups. We'll just put backups. Yeah. Here we go. Oh, yeah. There is backups. So backups. I don't even think some of these guys are backups. I don't even know if Carson Wentz is in the NFL. He's retired, so I don't even know. But yeah, there you go. All right. So I'm going to leave this up and talk to you. So I'm going to stop. Actually, I'm going to stop sharing my screen. So that was my quarterback tier list. I hope that was at least a fair list from y'all's standpoint, or from my standpoint. I hope that some of y'all agree. Some of y'all might not. I don't know. And that's okay. But, it is up that these things are up for debate. So, you don't have to, you don't have to agree with me, but it is what it is. So I do want to hop on here real quick. And is Bryce Young a top 20 fantasy quarterback? I think Bryce Young, he's a rookie quarterback for us. He has been ranked. If you go, there is a fantasy football QB list out there. Actually, and I will pull that up here real quick. And let's see. There is a fantasy list out there for the 2024 season. I think. Let me check. There should be one. Should be. Or 2023 list. Here we go. Well, I found this one. This one's off of Fantasy Pros. But I have seen others where he is a. So right here, they've got Bryce Young at the top. They actually have him as 24 on this list, but I have seen him as high as 21. In the position by position fantasy football rankings, in Sports Illustrated, I've seen it. So this rating actually places the one that I saw in Sports Illustrated, which I wonder if I can pull that one up. Sports Illustrated. Fantasy football QB list. It doesn't look like they got it up right now, which kind of sucks because I thought I saw it on. Well, they have it up, but I can't find it. All right, either way. But and if you can find it, please let me know. Send it to me. I would appreciate that because I did see it. But anyways, they have Bryce Young on this list at 24. But like I said, I've seen him as 21 on other lists. So as you can see, he's in a tier 4. Even if he's 21, he's a tier 4. So but that actually puts him ahead of guys like not on this list, but the one on Sports Illustrated had him ahead of like Matthew Stafford, Derek Carr, Kenny Pickett, among other people. But if you look on this list, Like he's above Jimmy Garoppolo, Trey Lance, Mike Jones, Ryan Tannehill, CJ Stroud, Sam Howell, Desmond Ridder, Brock Purdy, Baker Mayfield, Will Levis. Surprisingly, Young's high ranking on this list and other lists I've seen kind of raises a few eyebrows, I think. I think it remains uncertain how long it will take for him to not only start the season, but also become comfortable with this offense that we have here now. And the most surprising inclusion in the list was, even though it's not on this list, like I said, it was another list that I saw, which I still can't, I need to find it again, but is that Derek Carr, he was ahead of. So some experts did not expect him to be ranked lower than, Derek Carr, lower than Young, but at least not at the beginning of the season. But on this list, the Fantasy Football Pros, they got him as 18, or got Derek Carr at 18 and Bryce Young at 24. So, which is pretty interesting. So, I mean, some insights here, though, like on Young's value as a fantasy quarterback, comparing his stature to, NFL football players like Drew Brees and Russell Wilson and Kyler Murray. I mean, I think despite being shorter than 6 foot, only 8 quarterbacks in the Super Bowl era have scored over 200 fantasy points in a single season. So, while I think Young's future success in the game really remains uncertain for us, Carolina Panthers fans and the NFL fans, I think it's worth noting that his high ranking suggests that he could potentially follow in the footsteps of other high performing quarterbacks, which I'm hoping so. So, the Sports Illustration guys had him as QB 21, but they had Bryce Young on the Fantasy Football Pros 24, and I wonder what other lists I can find on him. But then the other players that like the Sports Illustrated had, like running backs, like our running backs, Miles Sanders, they had him ranked at 23rd. Running back, they had the running back ranking of Chuba Hubbard at 59. Then wide receivers, they had Adam Thielen at 49. They had DJ Chark at 56. Tight ends, they had Hayden Hurst at 23. And then they had Eddie Pinheiro at 17. So just some quick fantasy, some fun fantasy stuff there. So I've been on here for about an hour. Appreciate everyone joining the live stream. Appreciate everyone coming in here and showing your support. Feel free to get in the comments down below. Make sure you pound that like button like it owes you money. Subscribe to the channel if you haven't already. Make sure you click that post notifications bell, guys, because that's how you can find me. That's how you can find the channel, the live streams, everything I post. It'll always update you when I'm on, or if I post something. So please make sure you click that post notifications bell so you don't miss out on any new videos, live streams, whatever the case may be, right? Also, check out betusa.com. The link is down in the description, promo code Pantherology. I'm going to try to do this tomorrow around 12 p.m. EST, 1 p.m. EST. So be on the lookout for that. Again, we'll do something else tomorrow. Probably talk some more Carolina football. Also do some NFL stuff as well on the stream. So come check it out. All right. Other than that, guys, as always, before I leave you, keep pounding.